Daiquiri Day, so you could have another daiquiri, which would be lovely.
You just made that up. It's not national.
I haven't. It's National Daiquiri Day.
Really? Oh, okay. I've never had one, so I suppose...
International, actually. International Daiquiri Day. There you go.
Well, it would have to be, yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. We'll have 2. How much would that cost me at your place?
You can get 2 for £10.
Oh, just the tenner? Oh, right.
Okay, all right. Very good. So, with a daiquiri in hand, or daiquiri in hand, what do we do? Is it daiquiri?
Daiquiri.
Daiquiri.
Daiquiri. The mouse runner.
Yeah.
Tonight's confession comes from Babs. Babs, thank you very much indeed. A little summer number coming here. His Eminence, hello. His Eminence, the Right Religious Father Simon, the Judgment Crew, Super Righteous Sister Susie, and big, kind-hearted Brother Matthew.
Yep.
Come on. I've always enjoyed listening to the guilty admissions of confessions of an evening, and I've never thought that I had any reason to write in until my daughter reminded me of an episode that occurred around 15 years ago whilst entertaining friends with a barbecue one glorious summer's evening. The setting was a small hamlet in the Cotswolds. Very twee and very quaint it was. One hot sunny weekend, much the same as the weather we're having at the moment, hence it jogging my memory. We had neighbours and friends, along with family, all enjoying the evening, eating burgers and sausages, swallowed down with the odd pims, as you do. One of the women in attendance, Gloria, lived about half a mile outside the village on a farm. She referred to us as the villagers and had delusions of grandeur, thinking herself above everybody. She was, says Babs, a right snobby toff.
Okay.
It's snobby toff time.
Wow. Okay.
I was surprised when Gloria decided to come along, as we didn't usually get an acknowledgement to our invitations. Anyway, she turned up. Typically, she only wanted to play one-upmanship, boasting about what concerts and plays she'd been to recently, or at the opera, how she'd been to an exclusive boutique in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
You know, the type of place you need an appointment to enter. They'd have security guards outside. Anyway, she'd gone and she'd bought the most darling dress.
Oh, had she?
Anyway, but he's sitting on the edge of conversation, passing judgment. It was time for dessert. And of course, Gloria was also in her eyes, Michelin-starred chef. The pressure on me was intense because my husband always did the cremation of the meat on the barbecue, so it was always my role to provide a sumptuous dessert. Whilst the party was going on in the garden, I looked at the catering-sized raspberry cheesecake that I had bought from the catering wholesalers, and I realised that she would see through all this, and she'd probably elaborate by saying that she always makes her own cheesecake by milking one of her own Guernsey cows.
Obviously.
And she then hand churns the cream cheese before picking her own fresh raspberries, after making her own digestive biscuits, then crushing them with her thighs for the base. So, the pressure was on. Is that how you do that?
I'm not sure.
So I decanted the dessert from the box into one of my best serving plates. I put a sprig of mint on it, sprinkled it with icing sugar to make it look a bit more personal, and then I poured cream into a jug to disguise it from being identified as Elmley. It was then my daughter came in and said, "What the heck are you doing to that poor cheesecake?" After telling her my cunning plan, she creased up laughing and said, "Good one, Mum, I can't wait to see how this goes." Armed with dessert and cream, with smirking daughter coming behind with plates and cutlery, I slice up and pass around the delicious cheesecake to my waiting friends, family, and Gloria. It is met with silence, always a good sign that the food is being troughed, until Gloria says, "Oh my goodness, this cheesecake is incredible."
Oh my goodness.
"Where did you buy it?" "Buy it," I say. No, I didn't buy it. I made it. Gloria looks at me studiously, trying to suss me out. I sit, attempting a relaxed nonchalance whilst my heart is thudding like a scared rabbit. Gloria asks where the recipe is from and could I send her a copy of the recipe because she's not tasted such a good homemade cheesecake before. "No," I say, "I'm sorry, it's a family recipe. It's been passed down from mother to daughter for generations, originating with my great-great-grandmama Agatha Teasdale, and I then extemporise for a few modern flourishes and all that. At which point my daughter laughs. which is grand, except for the fact she laughs so hard, a massive chunk of cheesecake projects from her gob.
Oh, no.
To quote Babs, her guffawying gob, and lands on Gloria's extremely tasteful pastel blouse.
Oh, no.
Now with a big blob of raspberry goo soaking into her cleavage. She scowls at my daughter and I pass her a piece of kitchen roll as opposed to family crest embroidered napkins, and I try in vain to stop laughing. Gloria doesn't stay long after this, Father Simon. She makes her excuses about having to leave, saying she must organise herself for the day tomorrow, and thanks husband and me for having such fun, and then flees as if being a released hostage. Needless to say, Gloria didn't attend another barbecue in our back garden for, well, ever again. However, she did make it known to all and sundry and the other manor house owners in the area what a tedious evening she'd had, endured with the locals. No mention of my incredible cheesecake at all. I would like to ask forgiveness from you and your ever so supportive audio files for the faux pas in my not mentioning the cheesecake was shop bought, and also for the permanent staining of a perfectly good blouse. However, I do not seek forgiveness from gracious Gloria for reasons that I think are becoming very, very obvious. Very good fade.
I
think
thought
you
so.
tell.
Very smooth.
Excellent.
Thanks for everything you do. Kindest regards to all from Babs. Checking in with the saloon bar, Sister Susie, what'd you say?
Well, Babs, I don't really understand why you invited Gloria in the first place if you didn't really like her. But there she was there. She wasn't very nice, was she?
No.
So I think, who hasn't bought a cake and disguised it as their own? I'm going to forgive you.
Yeah.
Yes, it was the hawking of the massive slice of cheesecake onto her blouse.
Yes.
And I think is the moment here. Brother from another
I mean,
gutter.
yeah, we've all done it. That's it's beginning and end.
You have?
Of course we've all done it. We've
I
all
was
said,
there.
yes.
It was Anna. You did it to Annika Rice. You gobbed on Annika.
I did not gob on Annika Rice.
You did.
Obviously,
I was there.
I would be a monster if as a bit of vol au vent came out and landed on her. Yes. And and that was the end of that. And Annika forgave me, and it was all fine. And yes, and I'm going to forgive Babs because apart from the icing sugar on the cheesecake, which feels a bit weird, but Gloria having an appointment to go to the shops feels a little too grand for me, Gloria. So I'm going to forgive.
As soon as we got to the snobby toff, I knew precisely where we were going to
Class
go.
war.